Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to Mind Over Magic, where the Ionian Mental Institute trains future mages and magical persons of power to save the world. I assume they never actually tell me, but you know, things like that. A horror culture infects the soil. What the? I do not know what that is. Also, everything's fine. The school is cursed. Yes. Before we get started though, as you can see, we have a slightly enlarged roster of individuals living in the school. I played one day forward, and in the last part of that day I initiated a recruiting drive to get us back up to a sleeping capacity, and so we have got 5 new students, 2 of which are a race we've not seen in this series yet so far. So, we've got Nestor, Presley and Quincy, who are all standard ones. Nestor is human. Presley and Quincy are both vivified. Again, we're getting a lot of vivified this time out. But Marigold and Ophelia, oh yes, they are called Shattered. Initiate. Glass-like humans with very low hit points. They gain armor in battle and are immune to many ills. Also have a status inorganic. So yes, something else there. Look at their health though. F tier. F tier, got ACA and ABB. So they are very specialised in speed, power and raw mana, but their health is bad. Though, as you can see, it also, as I said, gives some armour to help protect them in a fight, so they're not going to break immediately. But so do not suffer magical illnesses like poisons. Will not be attacked by a trapdoor vine. Ambulatory plant then traps and consumes nearby creatures, won't eat Shattered. So there's some kind of vine that moves around. Okay, sure. Didn't know about that one. So, move on though. Horticulture. Crop plants 50% chance to drop some form of offal rather than their normal crop during this event. May dark ones have battle with dark waxes. Mages with dark ones are hasted. I think we're going to use some ICAT for this one. So yeah, game plan for today, we need to get a proper ritual room firing so that we can actually, you know, promote our next staff member and also do things like that. Also, so we can potentially remove Ike, because, you know, Ike is very much a temporary one. Now, to expand though, we need stone. Stone we've not been getting very lucky with, not much on the overworld, so our source of stone is actually going to be cracking down into the depths. Some idiot refilled that. Some idiot has refilled that. I'm going to have to reprioritize slightly to sort that out. Also, something worth noting, very quickly, I've added 2 new groups, Gut Recraving and Trial Anticipatory Learning. So, I've done that because we've got the people needing it, as you can see. Gut Recraving, they want to eat 10 gutberries. That's fine. Ophelia, Nestor, done. First one prioritising a meal, so they are only allowed to have gutberries. Well, good. Anticipatory learning, which is cast X number of times while craving recreation, so that's a risk of a low mood kicking in. New schedules in with no recreation involved at all. They do get a bit of extra sleep to try and help compensate a bit though. And let's give them an extra meal as well to make sure that they are well fed too. So other ways to try and keep their morale up. It's also prioritised above recreation need, so that it won't kick in before that, because remember this does kick in order. So there we go. That's what I've done basically. Only other thing worth noting is I moved the midden jellies. Sorry, midden jellies. Midden jellies out of the room which has got the enchant phones in, and put them outside for now due to lack of space elsewhere. And that is because it's actually a forbidden item in a recreation room. So that's the thing there. It was being barred from being a recreation room, but it does need to have 25 luxury anyway, so I need to upgrade my luxury stats for that one before it can actually count for a proper rec room. And the other thing I've done is I've moved this wall over by 1 tile, just so that we've got this line of structural support going upwards, since I plan to expand this school this time around. I think that's everything, yeah. So, let us proceed then, shall we? We have a student that's currently idle. It is Marigold. That's okay. That's okay. I'll let the students eat and then we'll get moving. There are a couple of other things here, like this rested learner and satisfied earner and things like that. Because I've got a eat and a sleep right at the start, very close to the lessons beginning for the day, that will actually allow that one to naturally accumulate. The question is, it's got to trigger fast enough for everything to go on. But let's us begin though. Honey gruel, ectoplasm, no. I want stone. I need stone for walls. Recommended rage 3. Back in power up and wing cutter. Shine and power up. So yeah, that's okay then. Weak to air, weak to earth, weak to dark, especially. Start off with a gravel patch. Minus 100 speed, prevents hastening into combat slot, incoming air attacks deal double damage. And also removes the gravel. As long as I have someone in front one who can actually take a hit on that slot, that'll be fine. Let's pull that V2 out. I had a mess taker invasion come in as well. Quincy does need this for leveling purposes. Person in front. Actually, that'd be useful to have in the background. I do want to bring my dark caster in, but actually, if I accept Claire not being boosted and or recharging at all, I think I can bring Ike in and make this one a bit easier. So, let us begin. Oh, here we go. Inorganic armor. 100% of max hit points added as armor at battle start. So, not much, but some. And then we've also got dark mage waxes. Resume. Begin. Start. While I do that, let's actually go in the comments. So, from Clint, if you want teachers, make sure they are gifted or just temps in the lineup. Yeah. I think basically any mage recruited at this point is more or less a temp, even the gifted ones. But there is the option still later to actually try and recover. Let's get, because Claire's kind of vulnerable. Franco's got almost as much hit points though. Shadow Cloak onto... Oh, no, can we? Yeah, we can. It was hidden by the graphic. There we go, Shadow Cloak. Good to note. Applying a different field effect removed the previous field attack. Very nice. Also note, because darkness waxes, Ike is so fast he's getting 2 attacks every turn. Sure. 30 minutes, gas 50% power, which will hit all of these guys for 20 damage, which isn't enough. It's okay though, we can make this a bit easier then. So yeah. Honestly, I'm hoping for a gifted dark that has a vivified slot on it, if I can get my hands on one. But the problem with gifted is you can't tell it what race it'll be, or things like that either. Let's get a surging there. Extra power. Then torrent, it'll give armor and damage. Or it should have done. No, it did. It did. Right, okay. Then one last tentacle sweep. There we go. So, give me a second just to wrap this up, because as we know, now that we've got access to the backline, tentacle sweep is going to hit like a train. 182. And we'll proceed from here. Question, why do I want water mages, really? Torrent can't actually reach the back line of the enemy if the water mage is in the back line on my side. So, yeah, that torrent seems a bit hampered in general. I don't know. Okay, it looks kind of janky, but this arrangement is going to use the stone I've got to build up a solid foundational support along the spine of the school, and then this roof is temporary, not going to be the permanent fixture. Will get torn out eventually, but this means any adjustments to the roofs down here as I expand and modify these rooms will not be vulnerable to incoming rain at the very least. At least that's the plan behind it. They'll sort themselves out, don't worry. So, let us actually proceed with the next comment, because Happy Afer seems to be enjoying this series as well. I'm surprised Happy Afer is the only one that's actually asked for a mage to be named so far, but hey-ho, that's how it goes. 7 people just learn skills. Very good. Also, that was enough for Quincy to get defensive duelists as well. Only 1 required? I didn't realise it was that low. Anyway, those oozes sure were surprised. Oh, you're telling me they surprised me too, quite a bit. I didn't know they would just spawn like that either. He spawned so many of them. Why do you think I kicked him out of the school after that? Expelled. Well, technically no, technically graduated, but you know, neither here nor there. Wait, is Presley fully trained? No. I guess you could have contained that better by having more doors. Well, the thing is, I'm not sure how an ooze actually got into the major study. Either it spawned in there or it went through the door, but I have noticed a few things can just walk through the doors, like Spectral Crower can walk through doors. So, doors aren't a guarantee, they're just a guarantee against, like, these guys getting inside. That's the only thing I'm sure about, really. Apart from, like, decor value, or decor, however you want to pronounce it. Full learning. Anticipatory learning bronze completed. Rested learning completed. Eager learning completed. You see what I mean? These things are just kicking in by themselves. It's nice when the plan comes together, let's be honest. Yeah, now I know what to look out for, yeah. So avoid any kind of break risk if at all possible. Given how many Gnosis shards you're getting, maybe you should put a chest or 2 in the classroom just for the shards. I would say that, but now that I've actually got those little helpers running around, these guys, quilted, are incredibly helpful if you can maintain their number. Even 3 of them, I've increased it from 1 to 3 as well. I think I mentioned that last episode, but if not, I've got 3 of them. As you can see, they're just going in and immediately grabbing because the chest which has Gnosis shards in, or Genesis shards, that's actually higher priority than the general storage chest, so that they'll default prioritise that one a bit better. But a chest in there, not really needed. A chest in the ritual room would probably be a good idea though. We'll put down walking time, organisation with some more vertical school expansion. Give you faster access to places for whatever craft you actually use them. Only downside, the hauler for better student summoning ritual would take longer, but that's a non-issue. Just for that, I think actually maybe a chest down here or in here might be best. Just somewhere along the route to the ritual room or the student summoner. But student summoner is actually used less often though, let's be fair. Skill level increased. Still 3 people needing medical rest. I could really use another medical bed, I think. Come on. Oh, I should also actually, if I can... okay, right. Put in an alchemist station, because this ties into the second part of Hafer's comments. I also need to attune relics, actually. I should do that. At least get them on people so the relics start leveling up. Because the last part is, you should be able to make at least some tier 2 ones by now. What materials am I missing? I can make some, purely tech-wise. The problem is why I've just placed the alchemist station. So, 1 shaper. What I'm missing is potions of recharging. They're also quite expensive in stones and wood, so wood in particular I need to get better farming going for that to be reliable. Which is why I'm only using level 1, especially for students that I'm just going to process through the school and then send on their way in return for Gnosis shards and relics. But I need those potions for the tier 2 ones. And the alchemy station will let me at least try to do that. What I should do now, though, is... I actually get the rec rooms sorted. Not the rec room, the ritual room sorted out. So, what do we need? Ooh. Grounded for the 2 more advanced ones. Grounded and lofted. Doable. The mess hall would have to be torn out. Or this would be the room here. And it would tear out these instead. But grounded right now, I need foundation, which I've only got there. So that's the only option for grounded. I need the mess hall though in general, more than anything else. Let's check the research tree really quick. Research tree. I want to know not what's on the roof. I want to know foundation. And yep, going places. Foundation. Block that extends where you can build your school and support walls. And ladder lets you go up and down. So this is on the plans for the hospital ward specifically. There's also support columns to help with building things up above on the school grounds. But right now, I'm going through growth and decor, helpful and essential. Actually, wait. No, I haven't researched Xperia just yet. What did I just research? Not sure. Oh well. But I do need medical rest, and I need to improve medical more than that, because, well, this is honestly the main thing that's going to slow me down in terms of like punching through the underground. Okay, so confirmed. Mana Burst on Ike does actually prevent health loss, so human dark mages are not reliably so, but they can be better endurance, like how often they can cast during a fight. Worth noting. Yeah, we're just in the underschool, smacking things around a little bit. There we go. Because this one doesn't give us much stone, which is why I skipped it, but this one gives us a big chunk of wood, in itself also quite useful. Also, there's a random pantry in here, apparently. Huh. Okay. Okay, sure. Well, we've got a new food storage building, apparently. Though I don't think I can... No, I can't move it, it's just a random pantry sitting down here in the underschool. I should probably disable everything then. Just checking. Yeah, because it's not mine, I can't move it. That's a shame. Ah, okay, something. Tainted Mana Lantern has appeared. Okay, that's convenient. It's actually right next to where we are, so we can get at it immediately. Ice Petals, Iron, Wood, there's a Mana Crystal, which is rare. So, a Tainted Mana Lantern. Monsters in the Underschool are performing a ritual that causes mages bearing Tier 2 wands, which I don't have yet. That Mana Lantern doesn't affect me. Ooh, foolish of them. To have a thumbing headache. Defeat them to destroy the Tainted Mana Lantern in battle to stop the emanations. So, minus 15 conviction if I had Tier 2s. All my people are Tier 1s. So, sucks to be you. That doesn't apply to me. Also, I should max priority that hallway just so people can get to and fro. Because my carriers are a bit stuck there. Yeah. There we go. Let the carriers back out. They'll sort things out to be. Though I am basically at the point where I need to be... Yeah, my priority is very much so. Okay, we've got a room. Move you in to... Invalid because it's too small. Right. We've got a room at the very least. Let's prioritise these roofs slightly. And build this area out for that. So, flooring all the way across here. And then we'll put in a roof. I guess across here. That'll do for now. But let's actually go ahead and deal with this one. So, mage level required 5. We don't want Quincy at all. I'm unsure of the point of mages considering how bad Torrent seems to be. So water mages, not especially what I want. That said, this battle does count for other things, but we need to check our things here. Shields up grants 2 shields at the start of battle. Shield prevents all damage on the next time a mage is attacked, so 2 immediate defenses. Darkness is very important here, so Ike is an essential. Marigold is also a dark type. Plus side, it'll cost very little hit points for Marigold to cast dark attacks. Downside, it will massively hurt. Well, Marigold will be very much a glass cannon. Do we have anything that bounces? Strongest enemy. Strongest enemy. Attack all. Right, it's attack all. We do not want to bring Marigold into this then. Or Ophelia, either. This would count towards Quincy, though. I just said we're not going to use Quincy, but Quincy would actually be a good one to have. Let's get Franco out of there. Franco needs to focus on other things. Quincy is actually a quilted. Can be in the front line. Has Torrent. We'll be able to punch through to the Tainted Mana Lantern at the back there. I can't tell how many hit points these guys have, but let's go ahead and drop in Quincy, I suppose, as a front liner. We've got Ike acting as our black magic assault, so dark magic. I think because we need to go in pretty hard on this one, actually getting Hafer involved in this one to crit boost Ike will be quite helpful, actually. So, let's begin with this. And yeah, this construction effort is actually taking quite a while to do. Okay, you have got... Oh, okay, so it can't grant them to others. This one starts with Shield Wall. Okay, noted. 106, not too bad. It is weak to nature. Fine. Resistant to water. Yeah, that's okay. And resistant to fire. Thing is, Quincy's going to be doing minimal damage throughout this, but challenge is get through without using any potions. We don't have any potions really yet, so that's okay. Ike, you will Shadow Cloak onto our tank. This kind of thing is exactly why I brought a mage like Claire along, just like, you know, very, very potent defense specialists. And yep, speed boosters kicked Ike up into 2 attacks per turn. Ike is really quick. Okay, tentacle sweep. Full power. One shot. That is incredibly helpful, actually. And let's make sure that Claire is continuing to pull aggro and is armoured suitably, because that tore away all of Claire's armour. Torrent, which will... It didn't do anything, but it's removing those stacks of shielded, so that's okay. You are not currently damage boosted. Let's pass, and then get you an Inspire to once again push you into one-shot range. There we go. And now we just have to deal with the lantern, which actually looks quite nice, but you know, that corrupted magical doodad energy it's got going on. But we just have to break it now. Yeah, Torrent doing 6. And there's a mana burst. As you can see, it took no hit point loss. And the job's a good one. Plus side, we got a load of wood for that, and some various other resources, including the rare mana crystal, which we don't really get access to normally. Random underscore chamber, mana crystal. Now the thing is though, unfortunately, This one's got a door in it. I don't know what the door's for. All I know for sure is that there's no mining nodes in that one. Can we actually build that extra bed though? Because we do need... Yes. Okay, we can build an extra medical bed. Good. Because we need it. It is done. Yes, it's coming together now, isn't it? Okay, so we have ourselves an assembly hall. That's the first tier. Because, unfortunately, remember, the other tiers are locked off below, you know, actually being able to be on the ground. So, you know, slight problem there. Hafer and Ike now have preferred eating together. That'll be a problem when Ike gets sent on their way. Sorry, Hafer, I'm going to banish your friend. At some point, maybe. More importantly, though, the upgrade means we can now actually conduct staff hiring, and we can actually get a move on with Kelly and Lupita. Kelly for cooking and hunting and destruction tasks, and Kelly, well, actually will help a lot for medical, but, you know, not really going to battle deploy Kelly, in all honesty. We've built partway through Mess Hall Diner, but that's one that requires hanging on to Kelly for a good bit longer. So I'm not sure if I'll wait to get that or not, because Kelly is having some issues with... Yeah, actually relentless boredom -10. That doesn't seem to get worse over time. If I can deal with the hate simple recreation, Kelly would actually be fairly stable. Lupita, on the other hand, is already maxed out and has not been assigned any relics. Oh, apparently there's one here that's missing. That's okay, because I want to get that attuned before before actually graduating, because graduation, if words, many trials, they kick in and grant experience as soon as you advance to another tier of professionalism as well. Also, I've got 2 attunement benches down here, max prioritized. They aren't in a specialized room, there is that, but they are there for general use. And the fog advances once more. That's okay. And another spectral core. I really need to actually pick up that tech to stop that from happening. Where was it? It was down somewhere with the... Here we go, second site. Eyeball, which will use up a crow corpse. The problem is I've got a crow corpse lying around, and that's causing problems. Let's slot it in there, I guess. It is done. It is time. Okay, hire staff member. And we must bring in Ike for this. We are grabbing Lupita, who is now fully trained with all 3 trials and has attuned that relic that I gave them. Plus 2,000 trials experience gained here, which will go not just to Lupita, but also to the relic that they've just equipped as well. So that's kind of why I waited off until that. So begin. A new fire mage arises. I said this in like the description of the last video as well, but it's like they are infusing power into the being of these people, and it's like, does that hurt? It looks like they're being electrocuted, kind of. It probably feels really strange when it happens. But you know, Dungeon Room will respawn monsters soon. Okay, hang on a second. Actually, I should check on that. We'll respawn monsters soon. Oh. Friday 5, get that sorted, please. Actually, I don't have anyone dedicated to it. Ike would normally go and do that. He's currently busy, though. There we go, our new arrival, Lupita, given as a inspiring necklace. Attune power inspired, extra speed and maximum mana, fair enough. But Ike themselves, sorry, not Ike, the Peter themselves, is already level 4, so level up by 1. And the comb has jumped from level 1 straight to level 4 as well, so it's now giving... Mage's water spells have a 10% chance to do 3 or more, okay. It heals an extra 10% of max hit points per hour during medical rest. So faster recovery on this one, actually. Yeah, I jammed out, so basically every student and some of the teachers had like 1 relic scattered across them all. So I've not really specialised that very much. I probably should have done, but I've not. Actually, let's double check really. Rooms! Give me some rooms, please and thank you. I want to check the workshop rooms. Is there something that can let me attune better? Because the attunement rate right now is very slow. Workshops. Quilt. Double quilting rate and double quilting lifetime. That would actually be a very good one to have. Has to be skewed though. Woodcuttery, wand crafting and tree growth. Just has to be an interior. Carving, no. Kitchens, no, not quite there yet. Then we do have just got a fire type. Divinatorium, augury. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly towards attunement, right? Oh, that's why. It's over here. 3 levels higher than their own levels. Oh, there's actually a level cap on these guys. Alright, can attune some relic up to 3 levels higher in the library. And these also give extra attunement speed. Private, and towered. Private I can do. Private and towered is a bit more of an ask. Maybe if I put a support in... This area needs to be roofed for this Hafer's magical study. Needs to be roofed to have roof decorations on it. But I could put down a supporting strut over here, and then that would let me branch out slightly to the side over this way. You see, that'll, build a separate building. Not quite sure. But we are trying to use gardening space to gather crops and things, so... Ah, good. The last piece of that janky bit of roofing is in. The school's coming along quite nicely so far, honestly. Also got an odd window. Oh, does that mean I can actually get rid of that crow corpse now? Please tell me it means I can get rid of that crow corpse now. I can get rid of the crow corpse now. Refine eyeballs and do it forever. Pretty please and thank you. Yeah, having a kitchen and a better dining setup would actually be really good at the moment, I think. Oh yeah, the hunting is going so much faster now. Only 4 shots needed to deal with the dire rats. Very, very nice. Oh, there is a storm coming though. Good thing I got that roof in place, isn't it? Though actually no, a storm actually means lightning bolts and things. Maybe Hafer needs a bit of help on the research front. That might be a good idea to help out. The rooftop defences, that also counts towards roofing. The problem is, I'm trying to make an end tier research room, but that requires roof decorations, and the only other roof decoration I've got actually requires void shrooms, I think it is. Let's actually double check that real quick. Exterior, funnels, sorry, spore caps. Which I've found some of, but it's actually causes a debuff to conviction when harvested, because the spores aren't very pleasant to work with apparently. Though that said, I also need to decide if I'm going to keep these guys around a bit longer or do anything else. I mean, Eat 10 Guppy. Nestor's still working on that one. Rested Learning, that's not going to work anymore because, well, Rested Learning, one thing to keep in mind is this is a silver rank one. I think what I need to do actually is have a group set up for Rest of Learning Silver, which forces learning to continue. And then also missing Gutbury. I think I should just move on though, actually. I should go ahead and send them on their way, because I'm not trying to keep these two. Though it does affect the quality of the relic that comes out afterwards. Let's put Ophelia into this group as well. Okay, so that does apply multiples, good. So Ophelia will actually be trying to learn as much as possible, just to get that casting sorted out. Also, I turned the tables around. I accidentally had it so that my dining hall capacity, my mess hall capacity was only 9 instead of 12, because one person stands in each spot. That's the thing. Also noting that the infirmary is up and running. It is doing its own little thing. I think I've already mentioned that. Incense burner, so I'm starting to plot out for the expansion, which is I'm going to have an extra bit of flooring up above. And actually I think I've just gone and made that thing have less lighting than it needs as well. Yeah, I think I need to get some ice petals and get some lighting back in there. A storm is raging. Well, that's why I've got the quilted carriers. It helps out with that. Nope. Just helps get resources in out of the rain in a prompt manner. Shatter perform worse in battle. Ah, at last, the storm is gone. As you can see, the roof got more than a little bit battered, so I think I will be trying to get lightning rods into place for any future events like that. Quite frankly, it's just going to be a good idea in general. Let's see, are there any crow nests out this way? Not as far as I'm aware. That's okay. Right, so Phoenix flowers, ice petals and things like that. Or just a whole lot of ice petals and smoke stick. Kelly just needs to eat a few more times. Marigold needs Potion Purist to max out. Which, yeah, Marigold has just finished getting... Oh wow! Marigold actually got Honey Gruel Eater. Right, I got some from one of those rooms down there, and Marigold got their hands on it. Okay, sure. Potion Purist, recommended for hire without using potions, that's fine. Let's do, I think, since we've got the infirmary going on, let's go ahead and push. We've got 2 of these guys requiring Gutbury, and I've not got enough Gutbury. I think I've just not got the food production in general going right now. Let's... Outdoor stuff. Gutbury planters requires a whole bunch of stone, which I don't have. Right, let's punch forward a little bit, shall we? See if we can get some things going on. When we pod, load of stone. Strigol, relentless. What's this? Conductive. Lightning attacks deal double damage when cast from this slot. Incoming lightning attacks deal double damage and remove conductive. Well, no chance of that, so Hay can go over there. Quincy don't like sending water types into fight at all. Wait, what's the recommended level for this? Level 3. This one's level 4 down here. I want to focus on level 4s right now. You are level 3 as well. Okay, this one. What we got? Ooh, an Ember Golem. Attacks enemy and adds counter-attack to the caster. Kinda nasty. Inner Fire, on death, creates lava on its killer's location for 2 rounds. 20% hit points when moving out of or ending turn in this combat slot. Incoming water attacks deal double damage and remove lava. Ow. Cover. Incoming earth deals double damage and remove cover. Okay, so having earth type in here would be really good. I do want Quincy in here for Potion Purist. And then... we want Potion Purist for Marigold as well, that's the thing, but this one has some... especially that, that inner fire one is actually kind of nasty. Let's take Hafer off. Let's send Marigold. No, I don't like that though, that's the thing. Send in Marigold, send in Quincy. Send in... This is either going to go very well or it's going to go absolutely terribly. We can't rely on Ike to burst down the Ember Golem because of that whole lose 40% health bit, which is going to be a problem. Maybe this is risky. Sending in Claire, tanking. Kelly for water. Ike and Marigold both in there for dark. I don't know how this formation is going to hold out. We don't have the inspiration to get the early tank going. Actually, having Kelly on the front line is a pretty bad idea due to 200 hit points. Yeah, probably better not put Kelly in the front line. Let's put Franco in there. More hit points. Okay, that's good to note. Counter-attacks can be baited by Earth Armor. Now, the problem is whenever this guy counter-attacks, he also recreates the whole counter-attack bit, so, you know, not the greatest. Base attack is 25. I have dodge on Marigold, but I don't have anything else, so let's get a Shadow Cloak on our last member, so everyone's got auto dodge available. Keep trying to bait them. Alas. Okay. When the vines trigger, it does counters that one doing the attack, so it does count for like an environmental effect doing it. So Franco's currently got lava. That's it though. Lava, 20% hit points. Franco is one of our tanky ones up the front, so that won't affect us too much. And our back line of squishies are doing just fine. So what we need really is to get the Shadow Cloaks back up. Yeah, we're doing lots of passive shadow cloaking this time, so tons of shadows. Pass. Pass. And now we've got... oh, not enough power to break the enemy cover. Grants dodge 100% for AoE attack. Oh, specific AoE attacks, not normal. Okay. Incoming earth attacks deal double damage and remove cover. Claire's running into a mana problem, so Claire could really use some artifacts to increase the mana reserve, I think. And let's actually use this. Yep, that replaced the box. Okay. And then start to batter them to pieces. No, Marigold has to spend like 5 hit points per cast. It's very, very nice. And then this one shouldn't be reduced. Nope, that's full power. Okay, good. One more burst. 113. Okay. And done. Okay. Tier 4. Though, of course, problem is I sent 2 Dark Casters in, so Dark Casters got kind of battered for that. Another round of battle. This one is just exploring the spire. It's level 3, which is why I've not tried to bring those 2 in. Plus the fact that they're hurt and need recuperation time. So a group of Bletchers is what we've got going on here. Crush and Grind, of course, which is anti-armor. But this time we've got our powerful power combo of Aether and Claire. So Inspire. Who has the more powerful ones, actually? Total damage 5, total damage... Oh, Ophelia's way more powerful than Nestor on the offense, so let's get inspiration onto Ophelia. Claire, Earth Armor, grab their attention. Very good. But yeah, I've actually brought in 2 trainee aircasters. Neither of these are people I want to keep. Both of these are kind of going to be moved on pretty soon. Multi-strike for 5. That is actually really bad, but haste and shield don't actually depend on spell power, so that's worth noting about for aircasters. It's just on the attack. I think meta-wise aircasters are one of the stronger attacker types, but yeah, Vivify just don't have much inherent magic power usually, which kind of inhibits things a bit. But yeah, that's an air shield though. There we go. And you have multi-strike for 27, which should hit pretty darn hard. Okay, crit only applies to the first out of a multi-strike, but that was still enough for a one-shot. Aether, get Ophelia in gear and watch the fun happen, yes. Also, by the way, this episode, because of a whole bunch of time skips and things, this episode in particular actually has the longest recording time already by a good chunk compared to any of the prior episodes. Just a random thing there for you. There you go, job's a good one. Okay. Political chamber, bit of iron, bit of stuff. I think, yeah, look at these guys wearing the climb ladders. It's a wonder they don't drop things. But yeah, the medical room is kind of in trouble. I'm also kind of glad to notice, well, kind of trouble. It needs more bed space than I've got right now. Also worth noting though, as I said, I'm glad that apprentices, if they've got level 1 in Earth, can actually do repair work. It's very helpful, especially when places get a bit battered like this. In fact, there's no reason why I couldn't just build an access route here, but I'm thinking of actually turning this room into a new dormitory area instead of having this taking up space on the ground floor. Because the dormitory is... if we go back into here... the dormitory is a purely sleeping spot for students. All the other dedicated ones are staff, and that's because for students, their sleeping arrangement actually gets upgraded to the House of Commons and the common room. So it's a combined sleeping and recreation and dining area as well. So an all-in-one area. Think the houses in Harry Potter, and you're on the right track. Except that Harry Potter had a giant eating hall, but they could also eat in the commons area of the rooms as well, if I recall correctly. I know, I've not read Harry Potter in quite a while. Hey, we got ourselves another fog incarnation. This time though, we should have a lot more power we can throw at it, because we've got Lupita on staff. Also, there's a lot more distance as well, because it was way closer previously. So let's see who's going. Everyone with fire type is going. All staff members are going. Yeah, have fun, guys. Yep. And damage is starting to pile up. Yeah, very much. Might not be enough now. Might not be enough though. Especially because people are running out of mana. Oh, only halfway. Also, it's invading Hafer's study. How very dare they? Also, most of our batch of trainees right now is skilled up. Mage level 7? What the... Well, I've got 2 Belchers and a Scythe. Slicing Gale. Attack the enemy with the lowest hit points. Ignore armor and shield. and grants power to... Ooh, that is actually quite a nasty version. Resistant to air and nature, no weakness. Base damage 60. I need Claire in there to taunt that one. Claire is currently injured though. Mind you, damaging the room would just mean I have to repair stuff, right? The main problem is it's my research room. And also the fact, because of the difficult level, healing is kind of slow in general. Let's actually construct a hallway here. And prioritise getting that 4th bed in place as well. So, at the very least, this upper area can actually be accessed. Days are actually flying past in this one. And that's not going to happen. Presley's ready to move on. Do I want to hang on to my gold for Potion Purist? I kind of do because it's a really powerful one. Like, really powerful one. Nesta's also almost there. So, yeah, we're just waiting on basically our supply of gutberries for the most part. Monsters in the Fog of Invasion School. That's okay. I thought something else had popped in, but no. Got multiple preferences kicking in. We've also got a nasty problem as well. 1 transfigurator required for tier 2 wand upgrade. So, I can make tier 2 wands, but we have an issue. Which is I don't have access to 1 transfigurator, and I just went looking in the student summoner. And I can't tell it to summon using the tier 2 wand, only with tier 1 wands. So yeah. Why is this an issue? Well, I think it's partly behind Happy Haver's comments like, why I'm not making tier 2 wands yet. Though this is something I wasn't actually really aware of as well. They also seem to... They've changed the progression up a little bit, so I have to start with them with tier 1 ones and then upgrade them in the underschool to higher tier 1s. But right now that is just not a thing, so... Yeah, that's a bit of an issue slightly, but that's alright though. Pushed you out, good. Any crow nests out here that need to be wrecked? Well, actually I can always use those trees. There we go. Crow nest, destroy, top priority. And that's okay. That's okay. We are doing okay. This episode is going to come to an end pretty soon, though. Destroy you as well. Thank you. And lots of trees out here. Jeez. Yes, please. Give me all the wood and all the things. Please and thank you. I could really do with Claire not being on teaching, though. Bar Claire from teaching, please. I think that's part of the reason why construction has been taking a while. Our main builder has kept being retasked. Oh, and that Claire's also injured as well. How are hit points on? Almost done. Yeah, look at that. Claire's just so much better at this. And don't worry, there is a reason that I'm currently breaking my my hospital room a little bit. I'm trying to reconfigure slightly to get staff rooms in here as well. Another reason why this particular one has taken a little bit, I've actually been doing some upgrade work on the school, and planning room layouts and things does tend to be a bit more involved. Thank you. Right, so the plan here is to actually get staff rooms in here. This is going to be, as I said, turned into a... Let's actually get demolition in. This is going to be turned into a dormitory. And then staff rooms are going to be here. And the main key of the staff rooms is it must have the silent trait. Nurse's office does count for that. So, let's go ahead and get that in for basic staff conviction. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Slightly inconvenient. Actually, no. Because I've got it supported slightly better, I can actually do this slightly better as well. And move the floor out a bit further. Yep, only one, but it's going to be enough. One last round of combat, here we go. This is not reclaiming the room, as you can probably tell. This is actually deep in the underground again. We're getting the next section of the spine unlocked. And it's level 4, so we've got Ophelia and Quincy. Wait, Ophelia's not the one I wanted, is she? Whoops. Well, Quincy's going to get Potion Purist. Ophelia, I might have goofed and brought the wrong one along. That's okay though. So, Inspiration onto... Well, our front line is fairly tanky, so I'm actually going to get onto Ophelia for the increased attack power. Though of course we've got to start off with a... I really did mess this up, didn't I? Flee, which gives the enemy their round to attacks. Okay, first I'm trying to flee from a battle. Don't know what this is going to do to my people. I just think it gives them a free shot. Okay, so they're fleeing for 1 round, and then on the next action they get out of there. The Claire's getting absolutely hammered. I think fleeing means they actually take extra damage. Okay, defeated. We're out of there. 2 people need medical rest. No vacation schedule, that's fine. Wait, who's on... Oh, Ophelia's still on there. Wait, really? Why is Ophelia on there? He's rested learning. Why is Ophelia on that list? Oh, because anticipatory learning, and Ophelia was just thrown in there to forcibly learn stuff. I don't think Ophelia needs that anymore. Wait, no, she's only rested learning. I think she's not been learning though. Okay, well, we try things, sometimes they even work. But yeah, Iron Mark 3 doesn't always pay attention and sometimes messes up quite badly when going into a fight. The more you know. Achievement, passed 30 student trials. Gut Breed Eater, and Kelly got Mess Hall Eater, so I think that means Kelly's ready for promotion now, actually. Yep. Kelly is ready. Very well. Kelly, you've been waiting for a bit, but we welcome you into the school as our dedicated water caster. Let us begin. It would look more impressive if it was, well, in a more impressive room, wouldn't it? Oh, it's fine, it's fine. So that said, I think this might also be time for graduation rounds, if at all possible. Yeah, Nesta's ready. Eldritch Orb, okay. Dark Wreath, extra conviction for 4 hours after doing a dark task. That's a fairly useful one, okay. But yes, Kelly is now on our team. Very nice. And of course, that also boosted Pinky Finger up to +6 power and +40 maximum hit points. So yeah, relic boosting is quite useful actually. That said though, it is... yeah, double check real quick. Make sure I don't send the wrong people. Presley needs to go, Nessa needs to go, and Quincy needs to go. We're waiting on Claire to get hit points back up before we actually do the attack. But Let's graduate. Nesta. Quincy. Yeah, Nesta, Ophelia, and Presley. Right, I knew I was getting it wrong, that's why I double checked real quick. And of course, Hafer, as our only named mage, is the one in charge. A level 8 and 2 level 7 relics are going to drop in. Nesta is going to grant a bunch of relic XP and stuff as well. So let's go ahead and begin. You three have learned in the finest traditions of the Ionian Mental Institute. You have done well. It is time to go forth and spread your knowledge to the world. Yep, they dropped the trinket they had, and they've given us new trinkets. Glowing talent. Excited, extra hit points, speed and power. So yeah, there's not really been much going on relic-wise, so we're just going to see how we do. And off you go. A satchel of the tailor. Mages quilt faster. What's the attunement here? Attunes with dark affinity. Ooh, can Ike actually use that one? Ike can use that one. Mages quilt faster, very good. Worth noting, by the way, Ike actually needs a wand upgrade. So the thing that counts against Ike and Franco and Tafer and Claire is that they are not gifted students, and therefore they have one less relic slot on them. So that's the only thing that's really counting against them, because as we now fully understand, wand progression is flat out just done in the underschool. It's not the wand you're summoned with at all. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to call it there, because Claire's going to take a while to get fully healed up, and this room is not up to standards as far as being like... Actually, no, it could be. I think we need 2 more incense burners for it. Medical room. Lofted, private, pristine. No negative luxury, we've done that one. Private, we've not got that one right now because I put an extra access point. And lofted, it's got 5 medical beds, 4 incense burners, and requires a few extra bits and pieces. Yeah, so it's not there yet, but it's getting there. As far as being an actual top-class medical facility, just strapped onto the side of the school. But yeah, I'm going to call it there, though, as I said. Next time we'll try to rescue Hafer's study from the fog, or otherwise we'll let that expire and just damage the room. Shouldn't be too bad, honestly. There's not much in there, and I think repair work might be all needed, but don't quote me on that one, I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, this has been Iron 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show as I start laying in like things here. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps the channel, giving us virtual headpad site. Oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time. Unfortunately, these will not be quite ready for giving +5 to staff morale, because they actually require more luxury than I currently have ready access to. Bedrooms must be silent. Plain, fancy, or canopy. 2 or fewer, 1 or more windows, 5 or greater total luxury. Actually, they might... How are they doing luxury-wise? Luxury 6. Luxury 10. Oh, they have it. Okay, so it just needs the furniture in it. Yeah, that's actually quite easy.